Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum class. Welcome to English grade 8 video lesson series. Today students we will talk about prepositions, and I hope that you have a little bit idea about it, but today we are going to learn prepositional phrases and compound prepositions. So let's read our learning outcome. It says identify and use compound prepositions and prepositional phrases in writing. Now, if you have a little bit idea about what are prepositions, let us recall it and see what do we know. And let's learn about some more types of prepositions. We can see it in a phrase and also when these two prepositions are coming together and acting as one. So if you see here, all these sentences, they are made up of different parts of speech, and we know that preposition is a part of speech. And how do we recognize it? Take a moment, you can pause the video and find out or point out the preposition words. All right. In the first sentence, we have, this gift is for you. For over here is a preposition. With, by, from, and about. All these are your prepositions. They have different functions. Now, do we know about what a phrase is? Yes, we know that a phrase is actually group of words, and they are you combine different words, but they do not make complete sense. So first, let us revise the definition of preposition. You have a word or group of words used before a noun, pronoun, or noun phrase. It means that we are using them, the preposition words, before these nouns, pronouns, or phrases containing nouns. We show direction, time, place, location, spatial relationships, or to introduce an object. For example, all these words are your prepositions. In, at, on, off, to. Now, let us talk about what is a prepositional phrase. A prepositional phrase is a phrase that it starts with a preposition and ends with a noun or a pronoun. It means that this phrase is starting with our preposition. For example, if you take this sentence, in school, I was among the most promising students. I went inside my home to have lunch. They began to shrek. He arrived in time. In all these exemplary sentences, you can spot your prepositions, but they are coming in a phrase. For example, here, in school, in is our preposition and school is our noun. As we know that prepositional phrase starts with a preposition and can be ended with a noun or a pronoun. So in school, if you take these words, these two words, this makes us a prepositional phrase. Here, inside is also our preposition. Inside my home is our prepositional phrase. If you talk about this sentence, he arrived in time. In is a preposition and time is our noun. In the phrase, the girl with the long hair, the prepositional phrase is with the long hair. With is our preposition. The phrase is starting with a preposition and ending with a noun. And this is telling us something about the girl. It is giving information. In this phrase, the book on the table, On the table is actually our prepositional phrase. On is a preposition, table, it's ending with a noun. So we can clearly spot any phrase which is a prepositional phrase. All right, students, these are some common prepositions that are used in phrases. Let's take a look at these. The book is in the bag. The picture is on the wall. I will meet you at the park. So in, on, at, all of these are basically your prepositional phrases. In, on, at, with, from, to, about, and for. Now they can be used to tell direction, to tell some more about our noun or pronoun. Now, how can we spot prepositional phrase? They can come at the start of your sentence, in the middle, and also at the end. We have different examples. After trying multiple times, Haritha finally cleared the equation. Now, where is our preposition? After. And this part is our phrase. So, preposition plus your rest of the phrase ends with your noun. This is our prepositional phrase at the start of the sentence. In the middle, on the 4th street is our, on is our preposition and street is a noun. And you can also find your prepositional phrase at the end of a sentence. The box was kept under the table. Under the table. So students, you can find some articles in your prepositional phrase. Your prepositional phrase will start with the preposition and end with a noun or a pronoun. Now, after learning about these, can we open the book and look at the related exercise? Can we solve it? Quickly solve this exercise as your classroom activity and we can match our answers. Now, if you read this first sentence, by that time, I was so pleased with my stomach full of jalebis. Where is our prepositions? Can we spot them? By, with. Now, are they ending with a noun? By that time is our prepositional phrase. With my stomach is our prepositional phrase. Second one is, I got up from there and walked to the bazaar and waited for the school bell to ring. Now, from and for. For the school bell to ring, or we can find our from there. So you can find your prepositional phrases. I walked away thinking, tomorrow I will do wudu, wear clean clothes, and come here. Now, I remembered that school must have ended and the children must be on their way home. On their way home is our prepositional phrase. And lastly, that day when I returned home, apparently from school and actually from the railway station. So from the railway station, from school, these are your prepositional phrases. Now, let us talk about prepositions. What if two prepositions are working together, or maybe three? We call them compound prepositions because they are joining and working as just like a compound noun, compound adjectives. Compound prepositions are formed by adding the preposition to a noun. It can be added to an adjective or an adverb. For example, I walked up to the signal and returned smiling. Where is our preposition? Up to. They are coming together. These are our compound prepositions. This is telling us about something. What is it telling us? I walked up to the signal. Up to the signal. This is telling us some direction. This is telling us where it is happening, where the writer or the speaker is going, and till where he is stopped. If you look at this sentence, he couldn't attend the big game because of his leg injury. Now, because and of, these are also, this is an example of compound preposition. Because is a preposition and of is also a preposition. This is telling us a reason. He couldn't attend the big game. Why? Because of his leg injury. All right. Now, we can see an example of three prepositions coming together. For example, the taxi stopped in front of the school. In is a preposition, front and of. This is telling us the place. Where did the taxi stop? In front of the school. And in the first example, according to the weather forecast, it will rain tomorrow. So according to is also two prepositions coming together, and they are working together to serve the purpose. All right, students, get ready for this activity about compound prepositions. So let's talk about it. You have to identify the compound preposition in each of these sentences below. Number one, I reached the railway station. There was a shade-giving tree beside the railway tracks. Now, beside is a preposition simply. Does it have a compound preposition? No. I rushed out of the house barefoot and ran towards the bazaar. Out of is our compound preposition. I will go from here to that signal and then come back. From here. I got dressed and left home. Went up to the school gate and then turned off to the railway station. Up to and off to. So these are our two prepositions which we call compound preposition. The air pressure next to the surface is 21 times greater than that on Earth. Next to is our example of compound preposition. This is telling us relationship, spatial relationship. This is telling us place, direction, how and why something is happening and in what manner it is happening. All right, students, you have these two links that you can access to and play these prepositional games. These games are very interesting to involve you into learning more about prepositions. You can revise your concept of preposition, you can recall them and enjoy these two different games. For the worksheet here, we have asked you about prepositional phrase and also about compound prepositions. So solve this worksheet for better understanding and to put your knowledge into practice. All these resources, dear learners, they are available. You can access them from the description of the video. Thank you for listening. I hope, students, that we are clear about a preposition, preposition words, what they are, how do they function, and also what are prepositional phrase, phrase that contains preposition, and what are compound prepositions. They are two or three prepositions working together, and you can spot them easily now. See you in the next video lesson. Take care of yourselves. Allah Hafiz.